We here. What's up, world? This is MJ Bridges, Mr. Young and Debt Free. Follow me at Young and Debt Free. That's all one word on Instagram and Facebook. I'm here to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and I'm going to briefly touch up on this topic. There will be more videos in the future and more information coming out, and also do something for yourself, invest in yourself, and go look up some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about. But it is 5 factors that make your credit score. 5 factors that make your credit score. So the credit score, the 3-digit number that we all been hearing about since we were little, it has a formula, if you will. Now, there's multiple credit scores out there. You have your FICO and your Vantage score. That's a whole nother subject. But for the most part, how these scores are calculated, I'm going to give you basically one of the general ways that they calculate these scores, okay? At least the percentage methods. So 35% of your score is based off your payment history. Your payment history, of course, is like, are you paying your bills on time? Do you have any derogatory or delinquent accounts? Have you been over 30 days late on a bill, 60 days late, 90 days late, things like that. So you want to make sure that you have a good payment history, okay? You paying your bills on time and consistently. And so that's what they're looking at. They're saying, hey, if we borrow you this money, are you going to pay us back? That's like if you borrow money to your cousin, right? You borrow your cousin $20 and your cousin will pay you back. Y'all got a bad history now, okay? Or credit history or money history. Like, yo, I can't trust them because you didn't pay me back before, so why should I borrow you money again? Not the same concept. Hope that made sense to you. Okay, here I'm looking at the thing. Okay, here go another one. 30%, your amount of debt. The amount of debt. So the amount of debt usually focuses on what we call the revolving utilization percentage. That's the sum of your balances divided by the sum of the credit limit. So on the revolving accounts, now your revolving account, we keep this up, your revolving accounts are like your credit cards, your store credit cards, your major credit cards. So they're looking at, say, if you have a credit card that has a balance of, or a credit limit of $1,000. Are you using $800 of that $1,000? Are you using 80%, or are you using like 5%? Okay, are you using just about $50? So you want to keep your that percentage, your revolving utilization percentage, and I'll write that, it'll be on the bottom of the screen. You want to keep that low as possible, between 5 to 10%. So if you have a credit limit of $1,000, say if you have a Macy's card and it's at $1,000, you want to keep it between really $50 to $100 really a month. You don't want it to really rise and go up, and that's 30% of your credit score. Again, your amount of debt. Let's keep it moving. Let's just go ahead and this is amount of new credit. Okay, amount of new credit. So excuse me for that right there. But amount of new credit. 10% of your score is, are you the one who's consistently looking for credit, and why? Why are you always applying for new credit cards every month? Why are you always looking for some type of loan to get maybe furniture or something every month? So you want to keep this like spaced out. Maybe once a year, maybe once every 2 years, we're applying for new credit. Now, right out of college, it's normal for us to apply for credit, or even in college, but after time, it's like you don't really need it unless you're just getting a mortgage or something. But amount of new credit, they look at these inquiries. Length of history. This is huge. This is huge. Length of history. Well, how long have you been paying your bills on consistently? How long have you been? Is your payment history? Have you had this car for 10 years? That will look really good. I've had one of my cars for about 9 years. Okay, so I'll be going on that 10-year mark really soon. And that has helped boosted my score because I've been able to manage and pay off my bills, not only every month and consistently and on time, but for a long period of time. So length of history is huge. I think we're missing one more, right? 10% of your credit mix. So is your debt mixed up? Do you have, and eventually you don't want to have any, right? But as you are building your credit, you have your credit cards. Maybe you have a major one and a store credit card. And then maybe you have a car loan, okay, a different type of debt. Maybe you have a student loan, things of that nature. So do you have a mix of the types of debt that you have? Again, I'm going to have more information about this and really tips to help you build your score. And I am MJ Bridges, Mr. Young and Debt Free. Make sure you follow me at Young and Debt Free, all one word. Take care.